Golf is a gentleman's game that showcases momentous performances and amazing tournaments. However, anyone who has lived on a course knows that the game is far from easy. But as they say, nothing on earth is perfect, and even the finest golfers will eventually fall victim to mishaps. For each way to succeed, there are a ton of ways to cheat. Over decades of the sport, these folks take the cake for doing it dirty. There have been numerous occasions where golfers cheated to gain ground on their opponents, which is undeniably inexcusable. Stick around till the end as we unveil golf's worst cheaters. Who knows? Your favorite golfer might just be on the list. It is a rare occasion to see pro golfers blatantly cheating, but when they do, you can bet it will be controversial. Let's say one of the greatest of all time is one of those controversial professional golfers. With 82 all-time PGA Tour victories, it's safe to say that Tiger Woods doesn't need to cheat to do well at the game. And while not logically cutting corners, this next anecdote did raise a few eyebrows. At the Phoenix Open in 1999, after a wild tee shot on the par 5 13th, Woods ended up with a pretty rough lie. Well, in an almost impossible lie, as it was set up against the boulder, he would have to drop a shot to get back onto the fairway. But Tiger's fans came to the rescue. Although none of them actually touched these balls, they found a way around the problem. They took the boulder out of the path of Tiger's next shot, and voila! He was presented with a clear line to the green and even made a birdie. This was very controversial at the time, and to date, this is still spoken about because the size of this gallery gave him an obvious advantage. So while not technically cheating, it was heavily debated. But while Tiger's might not be outright cheating, Blaylock took it to a whole new level. Jane Blaylock was basically the Lee Westwood of her day. She had plenty of tour wins, but could never quite get over the line in a major tournament. Blaylock once went 299 tournaments in a row, making the cut, which is some achievement. The 1969 Rookie of the Year is a name that most people associate with the fantastic accomplishment she achieved throughout her career. But sadly, it really didn't pan out that way. Blaylock is more associated with cheating thanks to her reputation of illegally marking her balls on the green and improving her lies. Fortunately, her lies ultimately weren't good enough, and she was caught. She received a suspension for her underhanded tactics, which resulted in a bitter lawsuit against the LPGA. But do you guys remember Lexi Thompson, the LPGA Tour player caught by a snitch on TV? Oh, sorry, an eagle-eyed snitch. So back in 2017, an eagle-eye viewer noticed she had replaced her ball incorrectly, signing an incorrect scorecard. So he wasted no time emailing in to snitch on her. Sounds crazy, right? Well, the crazier part is the fan cost Lexi a major title, the ANA Inspiration, after she was given a 4-stroke penalty. At the time of the penalty, Lexi Thompson was 2 strokes clear on the final day, but after the mystery mail, Lexi ended up 2 strokes behind, laying to rest her dreams of lifting the first major of the season. The lapse occurred on the 3rd day when Lexi was out on the 17th green. As she marked her ball, the 27-year-old put it down literally seconds later in the wrong place. She barely even gained an advantage, but it was clearly placed closer to the hole. At first, Lexi thought she had gotten away with it, but little did she know that an eagle-eyed viewer would notify officials via email. So, the next day, when she was on the 12th green of her final round, commentators began discussing the infraction that had taken place the previous day. Definitely, rules are rules, and golfers shouldn't be gaining an advantage by moving their balls. So officials handed her a 2-stroke penalty for signing the incorrect scorecard and another 2 for playing from the wrong place. While a snitch ratted out Lexi, the next golfer on our list incurred the wrath of the tour. Vijay Singh incurred the wrath of the tour after he was found guilty of using deer antler spray. The deer antler spray is one of the most talked about substances in golf's performance-enhancing drugs debate. It is known to contain IGF-1, which is a banned substance. While denying knowing it contained IGF-1, Singh said, "While I've used the deer antler spray, I wasn't aware that it contained a substance that is prohibited under the PGA Tour anti-doping policy. However, Singh avoided the ban as it didn't contain enough of the substance to trigger a positive result. Despite incurring the wrath of the tour, the next golfer came out stronger. Known as golf's golden boy from the late 1950s to the 80s, Arnold Palmer is one of the greatest golfers of all time, whose thrilling tournament victories, magnetic personality, and style of play inspired an American golf boom, and he was one of the most popular athletes on the planet. However, some have suggested that his 1958 Masters win, his first ever, was won by cheating. At the par 3 12th of the renowned Amen corner, Arnold hit his tee shot toward the back of the green, which embedded itself in the mud between the back bunker and the fringe. Palmer concluded that due to the nature of the lie, it would be a drop without a penalty, but the official demanded he replays it, saying it was half-plugged, a move Palmer initially resisted before replaying it. After moving the ball, he received an uncontested free drop. Although he scored a double bogey 5, Palmer wasn't happy. He returned to the embedded scratch, where he dropped another over his shoulder, and the ball eventually played. This time he got it up and down for 3. He whispered to Ken Venturi, his playing partner, that they would allow the judge to figure it out. But being the golden boy, what do you really expect? Of course, the judgment was in his favor. Rumors had it that favoritism was at play thanks to his iconic status. Palmer ended up winning the competition with a -4, while Venturi finished with a -2, and the duo never spoke again. The next golfer is known as a cheater from his college days. Back in 2018, at an event in the Bahamas, Patrick Reed was handed a 2-stroke penalty for improving his lie in a bunker. Brooks Koepka had claimed that his Ryder Cup teammate was building sandcastles in the bunker to improve his lie, and the tour slapped Reed with a 2-stroke penalty. While practicing a swing at the Hero World Challenge, the 2018 Masters winner had clipped sand in a waist area but immediately denied doing anything wrong. A week later, Reed was booed by fans at the President's Cup meeting, and his caddy, who had had enough, tried to look out for his boss as he snapped at a fan. But what he didn't see coming was a brief suspension, a price he had to pay for loyalty. Reed might be an old-time cheat, but this is possibly the worst example of cheating you've ever seen. We're talking about Bhavik Patel. Back in 2015, a little-known pro golfer, Bhavik Patel, was suspended while on tour for testing positive for banned performance-enhancing drugs. Despite denying any wrongdoing, Bhavik was slapped with a 1-year ban. After the ruling, Patel released a statement stating that he regretted his actions, but was only trying to overcome an injury. In an effort to overcome an injury, I made a mistake. It was unnecessary. I regret it, and I've learned from it. I look forward to returning to the game, said Patel. However, Patel has dropped off the face of the earth since the ban, which seems to have been the end of his career. Next up is the man everyone loves to hate at the moment, Lefty himself. At the 2018 US Open, Lefty did something every amateur golfer has done before after missing his putt. At the par 4 13th at Shinnecock Hills, Big Phil missed a relatively routine 7-footer, and it carried on rolling down the hill. And what'd he do? Unsurprisingly, he jogged past the hole toward his ball and hit it back toward the hole as it was moving. You needed to have seen him make that move. It was exactly what kids do when they see their ball heading toward the rough. After finally holing out for a 10, the 52-year-old was slapped with a 2-stroke penalty. The penalty seemed a little lenient for the gravity of his offense, and what could have been more befitting, if not outright disqualification. But he wasn't. When Mickelson revealed that he cheated on purpose, a lot of players became more furious. It was meant to take advantage of the rules as best you can, Mickelson continued. In that situation, I found myself going back and forth. I would happily take the 2 shots over continuing that display. So, whose cheating do you think was way too far over the line? Woods, Reed, Lexi, Palmer, or Mickelson? Let us know in the comments below.